The history of cricket. The game of cricket has a known history spanning from the 16th century to the present day. Cricket is played since 1844. The history of international cricket began in 1877. In the middle of 18th century the cricket is played in villages. A number of references occur up to the English Civil War, and these indicate that cricket had become an adult game contested by parish teams. Gambling introduced the first patrons because some of the gamblers decided to strengthen their bets by forming their own teams, and it is believed the first county teams were formed in the aftermath of the Restoration in 1660. The first known game in which the teams use county names is in 1709, but there can be little doubt that these sort of fixtures were being arranged long before that. The match in 1697 was probably Sussex versus another county. The most notable of the early patrons were a group of aristocrats and businessmen who were active from about 1725, which is the time that press coverage became more regular, perhaps as a result of the patrons' influence. These men included the second Duke of Richmond, Sir William Gage, Alan Broderick and Edward Stead. For the first time, the press mentions individual players like Thomas Waymark. Cricket was introduced to North America via the English colonies in the 17th century, probably before it had even reached the north of England. In the 18th century it arrived in other parts of the globe. It was introduced to the West Indies by colonists and to India by British East India Company mariners in the first half of the century. It arrived in Australia almost as soon as colonization began in 1788. New Zealand and South Africa followed in the early years of the 19th century. In 1744, the laws of cricket were codified for the first time and then amended in 1774, when innovations such as LBW, middle stump and maximum bat width were added. The first ever international cricket game was between the USA and Canada in 1844. In 1877, an England touring team in Australia played 2 matches against full Australian sides that are now regarded as the inaugural Test matches. The following year, the Australians toured England for the first time and were a spectacular success. No tests were played on that tour, but more soon followed, and, at the Oval in 1882. When the Imperial Cricket Conference was founded in 1909, only England, Australia and South Africa were members. India, West Indies and New Zealand became test nations before the Second World War, and Pakistan soon afterwards. Cricket remains a major world sport in terms of participants, spectators and media interest. The ICC has expanded its development program with the goal of producing more national teams capable of competing at test level. Development efforts are focused on African and Asian nations and on the United States. In 2004, the ICC Intercontinental Cup brought first-class cricket to 12 nations, mostly for the first time. In June 2001, the ICC introduced a Test Championship table and, in October 2002, a One-Day International Championship table. Australia has consistently topped both these tables in the 2000s. Cricket is much developed than the olden days. In olden days cricket bat is like a hockey stick, but now it is completely changed. And olden days cricket is played in villages, but now cricket is played in grounds. Test, T20 and One-Day Internationals are the 3 formats of cricket.